Hey, this is Pat Prescott. I'm here with Sheila E. on the Capital Jazz SuperCruise, and we are floating right now because we just finished doing our sisterhood session, which has become kind of a tradition on this cruise, certainly when Sheila E. is here. And how you doing, Sheila?
I'm fantastic. It was amazing today. My
It was.
gosh.
It's incredible when you bring together a group of people, especially a group of women, because we are sensitive and caring, and I saw all of that in the session that we had today.
It was incredible today. I learned so much, and I was truly blessed with what happened today, and the new up and coming talent as well that I've never met. And the things that they had to say was just so empowering. Every woman on the panel today, there's so many amazing moments today.
It was utter brilliance. It
Yes,
was
it
just
was.
lovely. And we've had the opportunity to have this experience in a lot of different places
Yes,
all over the world.
all over
and
the
I
world,
know
yeah.
I've come to see that this is really kind of a ministry for you, healing people and helping people and caring.
Yeah, we care. I think we all care. I think it's just sometimes we're not presented the opportunity to do so. But, if we don't, as you and I know, if we don't, or if we're not presented the opportunity, we make the opportunity happen.
Yeah.
Let's do this because we really need to. The sisterhood is something that we've been doing for a very long time, separately and together all over the world.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the things I say about you all the time is I say that Sheila E. doesn't know she's famous. She doesn't realize it. Because you've never changed. I mean, I've known you for a very, very long time. You're always open. You're always caring about the people that care about you. And I think it's why you have such a great following, why people love you so much. Because when you give the love first, it's kind of easy for them to give it back.
Yeah, I mean that's moms and pops though. Look it, we got Lucy
That's
and Ricky
true.
Ricardo. They're loving everybody every single day. Open arms, the front door is wide open. People just show up. I mean, we learned that at an early age, so it comes from moms and pops.
For people who don't have any idea what we're talking about when we say the sisterhood, let's talk about some of the different experiences that we've had in these sessions. So I think everyone is really different depending on who's there.
Absolutely.
And what's going on and what it is that they need in life. Sometimes we laugh through the whole time thing.
Right.
Sometimes we cry through the whole
Yeah.
thing. And I think it has to do with what people need.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so amazing is like trying to find out what are we going to speak about. And even if we do have a topic, it veers somewhere else. You never know.
Because that's how women do.
Oh, exactly. We end up talking about other things and other situations happen, and then you're in a place where, wow, you feel motivated, encouraged to actually, what I thought I was going to speak about, now I don't want to because I heard someone else's story. It's like, oh my God, well maybe I can
Exactly.
add to what she just said, you know?
And some people think that this kind of thing, that we're going to sit there and bash men all day.
No.
Which is so far
Not
from what happens. This is kind of about us, and that's kind of how we keep it. We let it go where it's going to go, based on how people feel. I remember once we did a session, and it was someone spoke about being abused, being sexually abused, and I think you stood up and asked people to raise their hand or something like that.
Yeah, this was maybe 300 women in the room, and I asked if anyone had been abused any kind of way, and probably 80% of the room raised their hand. No one ever talks about it, and that's why I think it was so special with all of us making this a place where they feel safe. It's their safe place to allow yourself to let go and talk about things that maybe you can't talk about with someone else, or you haven't told anyone specific things. And we wanted to feel like a place of just, you're going to be okay, and regardless of what you're going through, we're also going to pray for you.
Yeah, that's true. We had a session once where we had people share the best advice anybody ever gave them and some advice they wish somebody had given them. And that was we could have written a book from the advice that we heard from people in that session.
It's great. It should be its own TV show, and yes, we talked about it should go out on tour.
Let's take it on the road.
Yeah,
because it's important. Supporting each other is really, really important. And we talked today just about where we are right now. These are some really turbulent times that we live in with all kinds of issues, not just in America, really around the world. and there seems that there are two different forces in action, and we're just trying to lean into the good. And we talked about, not it was not a political conversation or a complaint session. It was more about the future and what that's going to look like for us. And we heard some really great things, didn't we?
Fantastic things. And the women being honest about what they're actually going through, even though we talked about not being fearful, lifting each other up in these times. But some of us saying, hey, we really are fearful not just me, but really our kids, the next generation. What are they going to go through? We have to take care of things now. And a lot of great advice, really good advice.
Yeah, some really good stuff. And a lot of it having to do with leaning into faith, and also supporting each other, being there for each other.
Well, that's what sisterhood's about. Yeah.
And when you look at all the stuff that's going on, like the elimination of DEI in the workplace and other places as well, and all of that stuff, there are a lot of the things that we've seen our ancestors fight for, that we appear to be losing. But our thought is that we can work on these things. It's really an opportunity for us to get closer to each other, for us to use the knowledge that we have. We have so many more resources than our parents had when they were having this same kind of fight. And to understand our financial power. I think that's a big one.
That's a big one. No, I think there was really great advice today and all the things that we can do. But the key thing was doing it together as a community and standing up together as women, as a community, as helping each other. That's the only way we're going to get through this. We can't sit here and try to go through these things by ourselves. It's too challenging. But we were created as human beings to love each other, support each other, encourage each other, lift each other up, and that's what this sisterhood is about.
And I know this means a lot to you too. You're at a stage right now in your life and career, and I know a lot of people will relate to this, where we're thinking about legacy. We're looking at what the things are that we have done and what we'd still like to accomplish in the time that we have left. And I see you appear to be very purposeful during this period in a lot of things, a lot of self-awareness, self-reflection, and it means a lot to you, doesn't it, that you finish strong and that you
absolutely. Well,
make a difference.
It's getting more challenging when you get older to try to do things, and now you're more aware. Your mind is in a different place because it's really about your heart, and you're like, how can we make a difference? How can we help people feel better about themselves, and the whole band does it. We're all, with Lynn, and we've been doing this for a long time, and bringing Roseanne as I've known her forever as well, but I mean, she was hysterical today.
She's
but
incredible.
What she's done as well. I mean, everyone has a place, and as we said, as she said, it counts. Every voice counts, and don't be afraid to say something, and we do care, and it, as we, I guess, really help other people and trying to help them, you get rewarded in a way where you really feel good about yourself because you were able to help someone, and it makes you feel good.
It does.
Yeah.
And in your career, you started so early. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I ever saw you was in New Orleans on tour with George Duke.
Oh, wow.
When you
in
had
the
the
70s.
big old curly afro.
Yeah.
And Josie James, I think, was in that band.
Josie,
a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But I mean, I've watched you go through all of this, being with Prince and, doing your own band. And you've had a chance over the last several years to put together the family band. You've done all kinds of, you've paid homage to the 70s and 80s. You've actually put out your first salsa album.
Yes.
Which got you a Grammy.
Woohoo!
Yes, it did.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not to mention the Latin Grammy, and also, and this is what I want to talk about, the achievement that you shared with your dad. I know family means everything to you.
No, it's never too late. And you always, even Pop's 89 now, getting ready to be 90. He still has dreams, and so does Mom. They both do, Moms and Pops. And it's never too late to continue to keep dreaming. And, I like challenging myself to do different things. And my first ever salsa record, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I'm glad that we finally did it. It took a very long time to accomplish. But it was perfect timing. And, it's just, it means a lot. And to also, we were given by the Latin Grammys Lifetime Achievement Award to my dad and I a couple years ago. And that was huge because it's an achievement of all the things that we've done. And it's the first time we actually, well, it's the first time as of right now, a father and daughter have never received Lifetime Achievement Award ever. And we also found out that, of course, with the same name, two people with the same name have never been honored. So that was pretty amazing to be able to receive that. But I was more excited. It wasn't for me because it was for Pops. It was for my daddy, like to be acknowledged after all these years, and for his peers and the people that listened to his music in the Recording Academy to actually give him his flowers while he's still here. While he's still here was
and
huge.
still playing.
And still playing. They're playing right now. They're playing 2 shows right now in L.A. while I'm on the ship.
I think it's fantastic. Well, we're going to end on a light note, and that is, a couple of things you may not know about Sheila E. One is she can write backwards.
Yes.
How'd you learn that?
Short story, when I was being bussed up from the hood to the good school, we were on the bus, and I would sit in the back with all my homies in the back, and the bus would get foggy in the mirrors. I mean, in the windows. And so because it got foggy, I always wrote messages so that the cars driving by could read stuff that I was writing. So I just started writing, and I was like, wasn't a big deal. I didn't even, it just came naturally. Really, I didn't practice it. I just went, oh, I love you. That was the first thing. I love you. Oh, look this. God bless, whatever. So it was from junior high school.
Yes, and she shows off this skill a lot. Another thing is, if you ever have a party and you invite Sheila E. and you have a pool, she's going to jump in it.
I'm going to jump in your pool.
Is that a family thing? Because we went to your mom's birthday. I've seen Sheila do this already. No, she took off the shoes, though, before she jumped in the pool. She didn't want to get the shoes wet. But at your mom's party, you jumped in the pool. She jumped in the pool. Your sister jumped in the pool. I was like, this is an E thing, isn't it?
It's an E thing. It has to be with your clothes on.
Yes, with all your clothes on.
All your clothes. The only reason why I took off my heels that time because they were too expensive, so I didn't want to get those wet. But that one time we jumped in the pool. Well, I jumped in the pool. Everyone was like, "You're not." I said, "Yes, I am." I actually threw my symbol in the pool first, and then I jumped in. But then after, I was like, "Well, who's gonna go get the symbol? Because I'm not gonna go. Who's gonna go? I ain't jumping back in the pool. I'm already no. So I don't even know who went.
Got the symbol?
I have no idea who got the symbol.
Thank you, whoever you were.
I know. Thank you all these years. I have no idea who got the symbol.
Any other weird things you have to share with us?
Oh, that's a whole nother TV show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We got to leave on that.
Hey, we'll do it the next time. It's always great to hang with you.
Always great to be here. Love you.
We're at the Capitol Jazz SuperCruise.